Hi everybody, this is a video response to a good buddy there on YouTube, Elovox, who actually has posted very good vinyl recording videos. And I agree about what you said about, I agree. I mean, I've loved the thread that you put and letting, the vinyl family here on YouTube talk about how we started, into this world of very interesting world of record collecting. Me, it was back, must have been, well, I was a kid when I was brought up in New York, and I remember my father buying me, the Spider-Man records with the comic book and Captain America and all these and Superman, and I actually remember lovingly, and I would say it's my most prized record, if you want to call it that, prized, is Spider-Man album that he bought to me in '75, I think it was '74. We went to a it was a comic book convention, and it was held in the Waldorf Astoria in Manhattan. And it was, to me, being a kid, I was only 8 years old, it was unbelievable. I loved it. My dad bought me a record, and it was a Spider-Man record. It still have it to this day. I've shown it in a couple of YouTube videos, or one or two, who knows. But also, I started when I was 10 years old. I moved to Spain. That's where my origin is, from the Canary Islands, Spain. And, my origins are from Spain. My father was a Spaniard, and my mother who passed away, was a Spaniard of also French origin. Hence my last name is Azoncot. And I was raised at 13 years in the Canary Islands in Spain, and that's when my love for vinyl flourished. Of course, at the time, vinyl was #1, and it was easy to go to a record store there, or even a major department store. One was called, if you know Spain, it's still called El Corte Inglés. It's fantastic, comparable to any department store in North America. It had an incredible selection of records, new records, imported from here, the U.S., Europe, all over Europe, and I used to get a lot of great stuff. The thing was that at the time, in the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s, many of those records, if you wanted to get them at the same time they were released here in the U.S. or in England, you had to get them imported, because if you wanted to wait for a national press, Spanish pressing from Spain, it would take 6 months to even sometimes a year to get. So in that regard, I was very fortunate that I went once a year for about a month. We went to either New York or California, where I have family, and I used to come with about 30 or 40 records, and my friends would want me to tape them, and I always taped them for my neighbors and my friends who were like me, music lovers. Heavy metal was our big thing back then, and punk rock also, and we were into that, and some new wave music also. So I'd say, hey, are you gonna go? I heard that, for example, Judas Priest was releasing a new album, say it was Screaming for Vengeance or Defenders of the Faith, and we'd have it probably 6 months to a year before the majority of people in Spain had it. So it was pretty cool. We got a lot of albums that way. I got a lot of them like that way, and my love for vinyl thrived ever since, and it's great. It is. I just recorded another video the past week or so, 10 days ago, talking about my current state of, collecting, toning it down and all. But now this is about why I love records, which I do, and the sound and the warmth of it is something that we all know about. That's why we buy records. The sound is perfect, clean, like new record sounds a million times better than any CD or any MP3, especially any MP3 out there. Of course, better than CD too. CD compressed, and MP3 much more compressed, obviously, than a CD. And of course, you can't forget the beautiful record cover art. The record covers are, like you guys know, pieces of art. In my case, because I have a small apartment, I have my record racks out in another area. I wish I had them here in my bedroom, but even though it's not that big a record rack, it still wouldn't look too good here, so I prefer to keep it there outside. And I also have records in the closet. I have out there. I have about 300, so I have, like I said, 1,550 something. It's not about the numbers, obviously. It's about what you love to collect and what you love to listen to, because that's the experiences. Like everybody out there in our vinyl community and our vinyl family knows, it's not only about the thrill of getting great records, and of course getting them sometimes very, very cheap. You get gems, like we call them, record you paid $2 or $1 for, and the record's worth 20, 30, 50, and it's not about what it's worth, it's what it's worth to you, obviously, as a music lover and as a vinyl collector. It's what you love to listen to, those grooves, when you pull that needle there and you start to listen to that little scratch or a little, it might have a little dust. You guys definitely know what I'm talking about. No need to explain that. That is almost to me magical too, and it's great. You know, I love record collecting, the visuals of it. I love to have my whole apartment walls with the vinyl, you know, posted and plastered everywhere. Might get those, like I know they sell them at all these stores like Michael's and that. You can get them, and I've seen them. Some of you guys, of course, have your records like that. Like $7 or $10, you get the kind of like a picture big frame where you can specifically made for your records. That's pretty cool, because I would put like, I don't know, 100 records up on the wall of cool stuff, from picture discs to colored vinyl that I have, to just, you know, just plain great covers. And yeah, but I definitely agree with everybody out there that, you know, we love it, and I started that way. And I remember my first records were Spider-Man, the Beatles, 20 greatest, or 20 golden hits, edited in Spain. I still have 20 Éxitos de Oro. I had a couple of early albums I got were Floyd, Status Quo, which I know here in the U.S. and in general North America, used in Canada, are not that big. I mean, we're just big. 67, 68 with pictures of matches to come in, but I always love Status Quo, one of my favorite bands. A couple of singles, the Village People. I remember I got a Spanish music magazine, and they used to include flexis, and I wish I would keep those flexis. And that's pretty cool collector's items to have. But in all the movement from Spain to the U.S., you know, when I came back 21 years ago, and all the states I've lived in since, who knows, I lost those flexis or I gave them away. But yeah, you know, it's great. Just the visual side of it, the music, of course. We love the music first and foremost. That's why we collect records, because we listen to them in our turntables. And it's great to be part of this, you know, vinyl family that we are. And we're all different. We have our quirks, our backgrounds are different. We, you know, love different things, but we all unite with one love towards our records. It's great. Everybody posts, you know, when you get new finds, and it's pretty exciting. I enjoy watching. I definitely enjoy watching everybody else's, you know, record videos and what they found. If you paid 10 cents, 50 cents, or if you paid $50, $100 to $500 for the record, it's cool. It's awesome. And all you guys know who you are. We're all part of the family. Naming them would be, could have to make 20 videos of all the people that, you know, and it's great even to, you know, become friends with the people here on YouTube. You know, it's fantastic. I mean, you know, people from all over the world. We're part of the vinyl family, and I know you guys have subscribers like I do from here, North America, U.S. and Canada, people from South America, Central America, Europe. It's fantastic. I mean, it's a great way to connect and, you know, develop friendships with people. And like I said, love vinyl. Man, that's how I started. I've been collecting ever since. I have the record collecting bug, if you want to say that. And, you know, more power to everybody, and who also starts record collecting. I've seen a trend now to all the younger people, I like to call people, who are in their early 20s, even teenagers who collect. It's fantastic to see them on board too, and knowing that, you know, hey, there's life beyond MP3s and CDs, and it's nothing that won't ever die, which is a record. It's proven to be a durable format of over, 50, 60 years now. So, you know, here it is. It's still, and now it's reviving. You know, it's going strong again. It's reviving with a lot of strength, especially in the past 5, 6 years. And it's great to know a lot of new bands are also releasing their you know, albums on vinyl. Their music releases on vinyl. Vinyl stores, even though many have closed, there's still good, solid ones out there. And like you guys say, even though I don't like eBay much, there's eBay. There's, of course, garage sales are fantastic. You know, to find vinyl, and stores, of course, like so all these Salvation Army and thrift stores also. So, well, you know, this is my video on how I started to become a record collector. I remember I can have one anecdote. One time I was working with my older brother, one of my older brothers, in his dry cleaners in Coram, New York, Long Island, and he said that he'd give me $20 if I were able, because I was on a Van Halen tirade at the time, and there was a record store like a mile and a half away, and it was about, no exaggeration, 3 to 4 feet of snow on the ground. He said, I dare you to go now and buy your 2 records. Before that, he called the store and they were open. This guy was kind of like a older hippie-ish guy, and I went and I bought him, and even though it took me an hour and something to come back, I was back. I went through the snow, so he said, "Man, you are a fanatic. You love your music and your records." And I'll never forget that. I bought Woman and Children First, and I think it was Van Halen, the first album, and Woman and Children First at the time. This was 1984. And I did buy 1984 when they came out. I went to Tower Records and got it the same day it came out. I was, maniac. And still am, of course, but, thank God I've finally matured on that. But, always love music and record collecting. It's in my DNA. And so I hope you guys are doing great. This was, LP Loco, Juan Carlos, whatever, just saying thanks and, love our vinyl community. Let's just keep those records coming. Peace.